Welcome back, horror fans. Today I have another movie figure review featuring the Nightmare on Elm Street Freddy Krueger. This is the 2010 version of Nightmare on Elm Street, the remake. This is a really awesome figure. It's from NECA. They do lack some articulation, but this figure is an awesome looking figure. Some people will call it a statue, but you know, this really looks awesome, honestly. So let's get a little zoomed in on the figure. There's glare, so that's about as far as I can go. You got the hat and an alternate head, and let's take a look at the back of the packet. So here we have the back of the box. There's a nice picture of Freddy Krueger right there, and his glove armed with razors. That's really iconic for horror fans, that glove with the razors on it. It's just, that's something else. That movie scared the crap out of me when I was younger, and I'm really excited to see the remake. That's coming out in a week. So here's a quick bio of Freddy and the story behind it. So here we have some more pretty cool packaging. It's got Freddy Krueger 17 and up, and then there's Freddy on fire there. It looks pretty cool. Looks pretty cool. Let's take the Freddy figure out of the package and check him out. Alright, so now we have Freddy out of this packaging. I put the alternate face on there, put the hat on him, and posed him in a little bit of a different pose. But yeah, this figure is really awesome. The articulation is pretty decent for the upper body, but then again, when we get to the lower body, it's definitely 100% a NECA product because there's very little waist articulation and there is absolutely no knee articulation. And then, since the figure has such thick plastic for his legs, his boots are hindered, so there's very little articulation for his feet as well. There is waist articulation, but it's really tight, and I don't think you can twist it all the way around. You probably could, but you might mess up the bottom. There's shoulder, there's elbow, and there's hand. Very limited, but there is articulation, and then there's really good head movement as well. So yeah, let's take a closer look up at the figure. So that's a really awesome face sculpt there. The hat is really nice. This figure just looks like he does in the movie, and I'm sure, and it's going to be very similar to what we see here. From the previews, this looks exactly like what we're going to get. It's kind of like this burnt guy that's like kind of like in pieces almost. And here's the infamous razor glove, and it's just pretty awesome. I'll get a closer look at that in a little bit though. Dark red and green sweater. It's very much like what he wears. It's got some kind of jeans, it looks like, or some work pants, and then some heavy-duty boot. So all in all, this is a pretty cool looking figure. So let's take a closer look at this figure, and I'll show you the exact articulation on this guy. Alright, so here we have the figure up close. This is the alternate face, and I'm going to show you what the original face is. And there we have the original face that comes with the character. They are similar, but then again, they are pretty different. There's a little bit more muscle in there, and the mouth is a little bit more open. So let's take a look at the articulation. The arm can go all the way around here. Out. The elbow can spin all the way around, and then it does have this little hinge right here. This hand right here can spin all the way around. Freddy's head can spin all the way around, up and down. This is probably the best articulation this figure has, is the head movement. This is the articulation at the waist. You can tell that's very little. Then here's the boot articulation here. It just kind of pivots just that. It only pivots this far. And it goes up and down just a tad bit. So I want to do a little size comparison here. That is the Jason figure from NECA that just came out probably a couple months ago, and then obviously we have Freddy here. As you can tell, the size comparison here is pretty great. The Jason figure is quite large, and then you have the Freddy that's kind of like a normal sized person. But then it makes sense because Jason's supposed to be this really huge, gigantic, just freaky, monstrous kind of guy, and then Freddy is just like this average, everyday guy that is like this creepy looking, like burnt looking figure, but he's not like overly like huge or anything. He's like a normal sized person, and this kind of gives it a good feel here. This is a pretty cool Freddy versus Jason comparison here. So yeah, that's the articulation on the Freddy figure. So thanks again, guys, for watching my review on the Nightmare on Elm Street 2010 Freddy figure.